Your ABC 9 News forecast first.
Good evening, everyone. A few clouds are moving into Siouxland, but these clouds are associated with a warm front, and you can't miss the warm front. Looking at local temperatures, 66 in Sioux City, 80 as we speak in Norfolk, and 50s across the Northeast. With that warm front in the area, it will be a pretty mild night tonight. Clear skies and temperatures in the 50s for lows. Tomorrow will be a summer-like day. Details on that, plus your Halloween forecast straight ahead. It's time for your news.
Now, live with local news that matters from KCAU-TV in Sioux City, Iowa. This is ABC 9 News at 6.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Jenna Renstrom.
And I'm Tim Seaman. We begin with breaking news this evening. Sioux City police a short time ago announcing that they have arrested 2 more teens stemming from a brutal assault caught on videotape.
In all, now 4 teens are in custody in relation to that case. The latest 2 arrests are those of 16-year-old Al Lewis and 15-year-old Kenneth Thompson. Both are charged with willful injury in connection with this violent videotaped beating of a man on West 3rd Street. Earlier this week, 16-year-old Devon Jackson and 16-year-old Austin Rockwood were arrested for allegedly taking part in that same assault. The victim, Nicholas Hodgins, suffered a concussion along with broken teeth and bones.
Elsewhere tonight, another city-owned property will be changing hands. Sioux City's Cook Pool is closing, and the city is now considering putting in a splash pad. Back in July, Girls Inc. attempted to save the swimming pool so their girls could have somewhere to swim during the summer. However, the city was recently notified that they could not come up with a viable operational model for the pool. The city will now proceed with demolition plans. The Parks and Rec Department is hosting a public meeting to discuss the proposed splash pad project coming up. That's set for Tuesday, November 15th at 7 o'clock in the evening.
A noxious odor plaguing South Sioux City has gotten so bad that fire crews today actually had to help move an older resident from his home. The
city contends that they've taken steps toward fixing the problem, but many residents say absolutely nothing has changed about the air quality in their homes.
KCAU 9's Jamie Perez joins us now live from South Sioux City. What's the latest from the neighborhood there, Jamie?
Tim and Jenna, I can just say that after entering several of the residents' homes this afternoon, the smell is definitely still lingering. In some homes, it's worse than others. And after speaking with several residents today, they're very vocal about their opinions and concerns about the actions that the city is taking. After nearly a month of toxic odor lingering, the smell in South Sioux is still around, and it's forcing residents to remove themselves from their homes.
Everything we've looked at online says you can't breathe this air. And the city is not being forthcoming enough to tell us. You know, all they said was, well, it's not safe. You should go to the marina. We'll pay for your room. But that doesn't fix anything. That just gets me out of the house.
The city says they're taking the steps in the right direction to getting that horrible smell out.
They started adding the chemicals at the plant. The chemicals have caused the tremendous reduction in the sulfides being emitted from that area. We've had calls from people at that around that location. I've had council members gone out there, and everyone's very pleased to see that whole odor issue is being knocked down.
Residents, on the other hand, say they are not pleased.
I'm telling you that Mr. Hedquist is wrong. None of us are happy. The odor has not gone away. We still can't get in our houses. We're still staying at the Marina Inn. They're going to kick us out of the Marina Inn Monday morning, and we don't know where we're going to stay. We cannot habitate in our own homes.
And Mike isn't the only one who feels this way.
Is that bad? When I opened up the door this morning because they said they were going to do this test, I puked. I'm sorry, but it's nasty. I don't know how soon they're going to let us back in. Come Monday, we're homeless. And that's not acceptable.
Hedquist says the city's doing what they can, and there are various factors that determine when the smell will go completely away.
And I think part of that's going to depend on the extent of odor in those particular homes. I also think that some of the other locations will likely need more extensive work than that, and that's where the insurance carriers are going to have to step up and get involved and work with those individual owners to rectify that situation.
But residents have another solution in mind.
Shut the plant down. Shut it down, take care of the community, and let them figure it out later. The big bucks aren't worth the people in the community.
Now, I did try visiting the Big Ox Energy plant earlier to try and get some sort of comment or statement in their defense, but they turned me away and said that they did not have a comment at this time. Reporting live in South Sioux City, Jamie Perez, KCAU 9 News.
All right, Jamie, thanks for that report tonight. The presidential campaign trail made its way through Nebraska and Iowa this afternoon, with Donald Trump's running mate, Mike Pence, stumping for the GOP ticket in both Omaha as well as Fort Dodge. Pence first stopped in Omaha to talk with supporters at Mid-State's construction projects. Then it was on to Fort Dodge and a rally at Iowa Central Community College. With less than 2 weeks to the general election, Pence says it's a sprint to the finish.
Don't be fooled for a second. This race is on. It's wheel to wheel all across the United States. And we're going to sprint to the finish across the finish line and take the checkered flag.
Trump and Hillary Clinton are each expected to return to Iowa before week's end. Both have events planned in Cedar Rapids.
The Republican Party might be in a better position 12 days from election if their tickets were switched. According to a new Associated Press poll that looked at hypotheticals, if Mike Pence were at the top of the GOP ticket, he would only trail Clinton by 4 points. If Pence and Clinton's running mate, Tim Kaine, were the choices for president, they would be nearly tied.
Briarcliff University is looking to expand and wants to use Sioux City's Headington Park to get the job done.
The city's considering selling the West Side Park to the university for $1. The city isn't talking about the proposal just yet, but plenty of other people are. KCAU 9's Bria Bell talked with the university president and nearby residents.
We certainly love to have more land for growth.
Briarcliff University is looking to do 2 things. Create more practice field for its athletic team.
We need the land, we need to for the growth.
And to connect with the community. They're looking to do this by purchasing Headington Park from Sioux City.
But most importantly is how do we blend with the community? So we couldn't ask for any better piece of land.
The president says the selling price would run the school for a low price of $1, but says essentially the purchase would be priceless because it gives students a chance to interconnect with Sioux City residents.
We want to be part of the community. That's part of the Briarcliff agenda, has always been like that.
No moves would be made to create the practice fields unless the community members were on board for the project. Some residents tell KCAU 9 they would be all for it.
Well, I don't have a problem with it. I think as long as they do leave something for the public to use, I don't have no problem with it.
Dr. Shervani says he wants to leave some playground area and possibly create student housing, but all ideas to change the park are not set in stone at this point. The school wants to hear what the community thinks.
Thieves are stealing from construction trailers in Sioux City, and police are asking for your help in catching those thieves. They're targeting trailers in a new construction zone in the 3400 block of 1st Street. The break-ins have all occurred this week during overnight hours. So far, over $10,000 of equipment has been swiped, and thousands of dollars in damage has been done to the construction trailers. Police would like anyone with information to call the Crime Stoppers hotline. That number there on the screen, 712-258-TIPS is that number. In South Dakota, state authorities are launching an investigation into drugs at the state's mental health hospital in Yankton. The probe apparently stems from a recent incident involving a patient where methamphetamine was brought into the facility.
New developments now on the investigation into a fire that left a Lamar's, Iowa man seriously burned. The fire chief says gasoline was found ignited in the kitchen area of the home of a 21-year-old man, Nicholas Huser. That home at 620 Greenwood Avenue Southeast caught fire earlier this month. Investigators are awaiting further test results to determine the cause. Huser remains hospitalized in Omaha. One of the driving forces to build South Sioux City's new fire station is being awarded. City project manager Tammy Bailey was recognized at an award ceremony today as Project Manager of the Year. The recognition comes from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Rural Development Office. Bailey was surprised by the award.
To be awarded for simply coming to work and doing my job of what I view as important is truly a humbling experience and a great honor.
Bailey was responsible for writing the grant proposal that secured federal funding for South Sioux City's new fire station. That's currently under construction across the street from the existing fire hall.
Coming up, it's been over 7 decades since the Chicago Cubs last played in the World Series. So long ago, But this man was just a boy. His memories and hopes for this year's series coming up.
And tomorrow's high temperature will be 80 degrees. A cooler weekend follows, and then we have your Halloween forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching ABC 9 News at 6 with Tim Seaman, Jenna Renstrom, Chief Meteorologist Fred Hexam, and Sports Director Chris Palmquist. This is ABC 9 News at 6.